Good morning, students. Today I'm going to start a chapter array. Okay. So before array, we were doing some chapters related to strings and all. Before array, we were doing some chapters related to string. Okay. We were writing about the functions of the strings and methods of the string. We were doing the functions and methods of the string. So a very important chapter comes after function and string, that is strings is array. So a definition comes to you all. What is an array? A question rises in the brain that what is an array? So simple thing is that the array is a collection or an arrangement of a value inside the system. For example, just take it. Array, you can write it down as array is a collection of or arrangement of similar values in the system. So I talked about similar value. Similar value means what? Same type of value. It have to be a same data type. Example, just take it. Same value means similar data type. The data type should be similar. Okay. So we will take an example. For example, this is an array. This is an array, or a storage or a memory. Okay. So inside the memory, there need to be a similar type of data. Like for example, I am collecting a numbers out here. That means what type of numbers I want. Either it might be a decimal or it's a whole number. So if it's a whole number, all the arrays should contain the whole numbers. And if it's a fractional number, all the locations should be containing the fractional number. So I am writing it about if they are the numbers 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13. So these are the numbers out here. And 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now a question rises, what is this 0 and 1? So these are the numbers, these are the index number for particular location. So the first location starts with 0. The first location of an array starts with 0 and ends with this, like size minus 1. That means there are how many size out here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 size. And C starts with 0. Okay. And total size equals to total value, total space you can write. Total space equals to size minus 1. That is, how much is the size? Just take the size. You can take the size 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The size is 6. 6 minus 1 equals to 5. So this gives you the last value. This gives you the last value. Okay. So total space is size equals to 6. And 6 minus 1, 5 is the last index. That is the last value, or you can write it down index. And this is known as the first index. This is the first index. So this way an array is described or defined in a computer system. So arrays are of two types. There are two different types of arrays. So I would like to erase this one. If things are clear, I would like to erase the particular thing and we are moving on to the types of arrays. So before moving on to the size of or types of array, let's see how array is denoted in the computer system. How the array is denoted. How do we denote an array? So array is denoted by this square brackets. Okay, these are what? Square brackets. You can write it as subscripts. These are the subscripts. These are the subscript. Okay. So an array is denoted by this symbol. When you declare an array, you will declare it in this way. Till now we are declaring a value, like for example we are declaring int a, it's an integer, but if you want to denote this a as an array, a very important thing is that you need to put this square brackets. Okay, now it becomes an array. Like later on we are going to check how the values are put inside this array. So let's move on to the types of arrays now. Types of arrays. So there are two different types of arrays. A very important thing is that there are two different types of array. One is the single dimensional array. Single dimensional array. And other one is the multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional array. Okay, so we can also call it as SDA, and it is also known as DDA. Okay, double dimensional array is also known as multi-dimensional array. So like sometime in your questions in ICC exams and all, it comes in the form of SDA. Okay, it is not written single dimensional array. Whole thing is not written. Just it is written in an abbreviation SDA, or it's written in DDA. So you need to understand SDA is a single dimensional array and DDA is a multi-dimensional array. So single dimensional array, simple write it down. SDA has only a single subscript. Okay, whereas a double dimensional array, it has a double subscript, and this double subscript is one for the row and other is for the column. I think you guys have done matrix in mathematics, so this related to matrices. Whatever is stored inside the array is stored in the form of rows and columns. So later on we are going to do this one. So but SDA means what? Single dimensional array, and it is denoted by a single bracket. And DDA, double dimensional array, means two subscripts are used out here and it is denoted by rows and columns. So another very important thing we move on to is that how to declare an array. Declaring an array. So how do we declare an array? How to declare the values of the array? So it's very important thing. There are two very useful methods out here. One is the static method to declare the array, and other one is the dynamic method to declare an array. Okay, one is the static method and what is the dynamic method. So in the static method, the values are already given to the user. Means when you are calculating something or finding the answers of something in your program, that time what happens, the value is already given. Like let's check on to the static method. Okay, first we are going to the static method. So the syntax for this will be what? First it will be a data type. Then there will be a variable. Okay, then we are going to denote by this one, and after that we are going to put the values. The values can be V1, V2, anything, and a semicolon. Semicolon is very important to put at the last. So how it is? So for example, int a, okay, equals to 5, 6, 7 and 8. These are the values. It can be anything. Okay, I have just written it. 5, 6, 7, 8. So these numbers are stored in int a. That is an array. Array is what type of data type? So this array we have declared it as string. Okay. So array, most of the time the arrays are declared in the form of integer, string and character. So this array is of integer type. Okay. So how the values are allocated? Let's find out. In the first position, that is a, in the 0 position, what value is there? We have got 5. And in the second, that is the first position, we have got what? 6. Then after that, a 2 position, second position we have got 7, and at the last a 3 position we have got what? 8. So don't get confused why 8 3, because as I said it starts with 0. That means we are counting everything 1 2 3 4. That means starts with 0 0 1 2 3. That is the last one is what? 8. Okay, so this is how we declare a static method. In the static method we declare array in this way. Values are already given. It can be in the form of strings also. Strings also you can declare in the form of characters also. So if you want to declare in the form of characters, very simple. Character char, you will declare something x. After that you are going to declare a, b, c. Okay, so it goes on like this. If you are declaring a character c, the x, that x is the name of the array and it is storing what? Character type. So that's why it is written a single quotation. A is written within a single quotation, B is written within a single quotation, and C is also written within a single quotation. This is how we declare a character. And next thing also, if you are declaring a string, string, string if you are declaring x, or take it, x, name of the string. So out here, whatever you declare in a double quotation, like Neeraj and Dheeraj. Okay, so if you want to declare any name after inside a array which is a string type, data type, that time whatever you want to declare, it should be declared within a double quotation. So this is a static method. That means the value is already given to you. Okay, it is not that you have to change the value and all. It is already given. So that time you need to, while writing the program, this is the way you are going to declare the character. This is the way you are going to declare a string array. This is the way you are going to declare a integer array. So floating array, I think we are not going to do floating array. It's not that important. Okay, but so let's check it out. Floating also, if you want to declare a float array, float a equals to all the numbers should be in decimal. Okay, so the next we are going to learn about is the dynamic method. This method now. Next method we are going to learn about is dynamic method. How to store values or declare array using a dynamic method. Okay. So in the dynamic method, it's very easy to declare a variable inside the dynamic method. Here what happens, the user will take the values. Okay, in the static values, the values were already given, but whereas in the dynamic method, the values will be taken by the user itself. Okay, so let's find out here. So you need to find out this one, how we are going to declare a dynamic array. So this will be what? Syntax, this will be data type. Okay, variable and equals to new data type and here it will be a size. Okay, so just like take an example, int a, okay, equals to new int and 5. If you are reading 5 over here, so that means the size of the array is 5. Okay, so this is the way we declare into the dynamic declaration. This is the dynamic declaration. This is the way how you declare a dynamic declaration. Means you want to take values from the keyboard, and this is the size of the array. So just need to copy this one. Okay, got it? Okay. So this was about array, and next in the next class we are going to learn about how to write programs using array. Okay, so this was the class for me. So I would like to pray student, please study at home and utilize your time as more as possible. Thank you.